Hey guys, welcome back to Tower of God New World. In today's video, I wanted to talk about a team core that's shaping up to, in my opinion, through campaign progression, but also in PvP, shaping up to be one of the best team cores in the game. And I want to go through it, show you guys. I've shown it in previous videos, but it's such a good synergy that if you build it, it's just so consistent. Now, I was chatting to Monkey, who actually came runner-up in the last season of the High Ranker Arena. I think he was in the group 1. If we go to, where's the thing we go to? Waiting room. Yeah, he lost to this dude. This dude beat him out with the gray against his Wang, and that was the difference. But I was chatting to Monkey about it, and he was seeing a very similar thing in PvP as well. If you guys are interested in more PvP stuff, let me know. But I know it doesn't concern everyone, but yeah, this team is insane in campaign and also in PvP, and that is Hwa as the carry, with the bomb supporting her and Evan supporting as well. Now, you can do it without the Evan. It's basically the main core that you want is you want Bomb to use his skill 2 here, this one, where he increases the attack and defense. Yeah, the energy's a bit iffy, because often what I find is by the time, because Bomb is super slow at casting this ability, takes forever, and I'll show you some examples in a minute. But basically the energy is kind of negligible, because I find my Hwa's normally at like, 90 to 95% energy when he finally gets this off, and then she goes straight into the ult. So a lot of it is wasted, but that attack is like with Hwa, the main thing is the attack. If you've got a melee unit, the defense is huge, but that attack allows her to absolutely clap everything, and that is the big thing that she does have. On top of that, every 5 seconds, if Bomb is near her, she's going to be getting the extra energy, and that can help as well. Then we have Evan as well. Now, the big thing with Evan that I love is not just the invisibility, so you can put them anywhere and they can avoid it. You can put them in the front row and they avoid it. You can force enemies into your tanks, but you also get the 125 energy off the start of the battle. Sorry, it's 100 at base. My Evan does have one dupe into it, so it's 125. But getting that bonus energy into your Hwa at the start is huge. And then Hwa, the thing I love about Hwa is, one, her ultimate is full board. It's just full board destruction. Like, you don't even have to worry. Like, her other skills, cool, but this ult just destroys everything. Now, the other thing that I love about her is that her exclusive equipment just amplifies damage. Now, level 1 gives you a barrier, which is definitely clutch in some situations. 3 means you don't like reduce your resistances, so you take less damage, but 2 and 4 give her a massive amount of damage onto this ultimate, and it makes her an absolute weapon. Now, I've been using her, if we go over to campaign, I am stuck on this stage, but it's because of my second team, and as you can see, I am using that core in this one. Now, Shibisu's just there to get me the 4-piece bonus, literally it, and I found that melee units in this formation are just, I want a melee unit to run up and die. The RNG just works, but as you can tell, we're at a 5x deficit. Now, this team I'm struggling with, but if we jump in here, this just shows you that this is capable of pushing a 5x deficit with this team core. Keeping in mind my Hwa, yes, she's at 34 exclusive equipment, but she is not max dupe, so she doesn't get that starting energy. Keeping in mind, if you do get her with that starting energy, it's huge. However, I would advise probably looking into building your other carries a little bit more first before you go to her maxed out straight away, because she can do this. And like I said, my maxed Hwa is struggling at a lower deficit than my non-maxed Hwa. So Hwa is just fantastic like this. As you can see, that's a 5x deficit, and she is just absolutely melting the entire enemy team. It is ridiculous what you can do with this 3-man combo. Now, for the remaining spots, it's very dependent on what you have and what's available, essentially. I'm just leaving this play out. Yeah, no, we died. Dude, I'm struggling so hard on this side. Just lacking the Bomb and Evan on the second side just kills me. But the remaining unit, you'll see that I always use a Data Mashni or Data Zahad, because you need that tank. Now, if you're missing those guys, you can try and cheese it a little bit with a Karaka, because he can run in, die, fear, and he can stall a little bit. Then if he gets taunt, and then he dies again. But if you can find a way just to survive until those 3 play out their combo, that is what you're trying to do with that team. Now, often what I do is, if we jump over here into Expedition, I'll show you another example of that. And I jump over here. Now, I am at a much lower deficit here, because I just haven't pushed this, because I haven't seen the need to yet, but we're under a 3x deficit here compared to the 5x we've been pushing. But Gray is a fantastic option in this. One, Gray gives you that that additional yellow unit, so you can get the 4-piece bonus, because the 4-piece bonus is quite nice. When I got the wide aspect ratio that I make my instance for this, I can't actually click that button to show you guys. But it goes from like a 5% to a 13% buff, I believe it is, to your attack and is it HP? Can I click this one to see? No, I can't. But yeah, Gray is fantastic. She gives you the faction bonus, but also she can just lock out a character for long enough. Now, I really want to get one more star into my Gray at least. Obviously, I want to get her to maxed out, but one purple will make it just long enough. So you'll see in this fight, sometimes I get the RNG where she fears the Anarch for long enough, because Anarch does lunge onto my highest attack unit, but she can't fear it, and sometimes she locks out long enough. It just depends on the energy gains from the rest of my team. So let's jump into this battle and we'll take a look. But Gray is a great final member of this team, and it is just an absolute face roll team that, with the way Hwa works, now you can use this same team core with any carry, the bomb, Evan, and then a tank, and then a flex unit in the last spot. Works with anyone, but with Hwa, it's just absolutely phenomenal the way she just, her damage is just ridiculous. Her damage is just beyond ridiculous. Like, this is obviously a lower deficit, and you can see she's done 2 pulses and everything's just dead. We've only got the one enemy left who's a bit tankier because it's the Giga Chad or whatever his name is. Yeah, like, dude, it's an insanely fun combo. Like I said, once you get to 2 teams though, you're gonna have to flex it around. So that's where I am struggling, but this team core is amazing. Now, the other thing you can do, and I have done at times in my campaign push once I reach 2 team type areas, is I put my Evan and Bomb with my Hwa Ryun to try and get that team beefed out, and then I try and find another way to get the energy up. And often what I end up using is something like a Narray, because Narray can provide a decent amount of energy, and that's like one of the little strats, but in general you do miss out on some bonus damage in that sense. So if I'm doing that, I've actually been also experimenting with the old lady, because believe it or not, the one annoying thing with her is she does move forward a tiny bit, so she can get herself into kill range at times, but basically she has this ability, where is it? Increases the attack of all allies with attack stat higher than herself by 35% for 5 seconds, and mine isn't maxed yet, so I can get another upgrade that can go to 40%. It's only 5 seconds, but it's not too bad. Her ult does charm an enemy for 4 seconds, so I've been experimenting with her to try and cheese around in that. Haven't found anything great yet, but she's just one of those R units that I like fiddling with. Another unit you can look to is something like a Yellowy, because she does provide that extra swift. Sorry, what you get? The attack speed. Yeah, so we get the attack speed, which isn't as great, but it can generate you a little bit more. But it's a bit tricky when you don't have these ones, but definitely you can mix it around. But let's just jump in. Once again, we got the Anarch there. Is this the replay, or is this a new team? It looks very similar to the team. Did I jump into a replay or the next battle? This is the next battle. Okay. So unfortunately, Evan dies, but you can still get it when Evan dies, as long as Bomb gets his complete ability off to increase our attack. Unfortunately, once again, that is where getting my What's-Her-Face leveled up a bit more is really going to help me. Now, I can do this and it will probably work. But the big issue for me is getting my Gray those extra 2 stars, because those, getting her into 1 purple and then 1 red, because that will get me up to a 7 or 8 second fear, and it will help me clutch a lot of situations where I'm just missing out on. So if you've done some more summons, you got some more dupes, it can be really handy. But we're going to get our ult off here, so we should be good. We're not going to worry about a Narc now, and now we'll just completely delete the enemy team, and it's pretty much GG's. We haven't even used Evan ult yet, which we may not even have to. Okay, we got Giga Chad. I honestly don't know his name. I just always think it's Giga Chad. So Dude, this dude is so frustrating. I wish my Zavard was alive to strip them shields. Dude, finally got him. Okay, that guy is an absolute pain in the ass when you go to higher deficits. This has only been at a 3x deficit, ain't too bad. Dude, I've really got to push this more. I forget that we get these from there. I forget that we get those from there. How many have I got? Does it tell me how many I got in total? Ooh, might have to go play with that. Get those extra summons. But once again, okay, so this one's a little bit different. but still fairly similar in the essence of what we're going to do. We're going to do that. We're going to put her there. We're going to put Bomb there to get his buff. This guy's going to lunge in and attack him. Actually, oh, this sucks. Okay, I'm going to have to do that because if I put... Normally when Arc Raptor's there, and Bomb is here, because Bomb moves forward a little bit, he will get shot and just one-capped. So I think this is all right. I think Bomb actually moves forward, and I think Gray does become the target for the baseball glove git. And I think this all synergizes pretty well, unless I'm a little bit mistaken. I could be wrong on this one. Let's see. Okay, so Bomb not getting hit, which is good. He should lunge to Gray. Oh, Bomb did get hit. But yeah, we got the lunge to Gray, which is what we were looking for. If we can get the Evan, we should be safe. Oh, dude, it was just late. But you can see the amount of damage we put out. Now, like I said, when I'm playing it, dreaming for the Evan and Bomb on the same team as Hwa, that's when you're pushing high deficits. At this deficit, at like 3x deficit or a bit above 3x, you don't actually need both of them. As you can see in that one, Bomb died without giving his buff. At least I don't think he gave the buff. He may have, but he died, and you can see the damage wasn't an issue. All he needed was Evan to ult that little bit faster, and we would have been completely fine. So let's see how this one runs out. So Bomb's dead. We did not get the Bomb buff, so we can pretty much drop Bomb from this team. But let's do that, and oh, dude, the wave is just hitting us that second too soon. So then we can just literally swap this around. And by putting in, I could use my Hwa Ryun, but I'm not going to do that. It's a bit cheesy. By putting in something that can get us there a little bit quicker, even if we go for... let's go for Narae, because Narae is going to give us that... but the problem with Narae is I got to swap her and Gray around, because the baseball dude always lunges to the back row enemy on the right hand side of screen when you're placing your team. I don't know why, unless it's a unit that pushes forward, then he'll go to the remaining back row one. But you'll see here he's going to kill my Narae, which kind of sucks. Dude, I don't even know what hit that, but yeah, we should be good here because we're going to ult, and then we're going to get the Evan ult, and then as you can see, check out the damage. Check out the damage. Dude, Narae is surviving like an absolute boss. Dude, we missed it. Okay, talking too soon. Let's go back to this. Maybe it's because we're missing our faction bonus, so let's go back to this. And then we shift it around to here. But as you can see, it's just putting those puzzle pieces together. And once again, if you do have Hwa maxed out, you can see how much easier this is going to be to get that ult off a lot sooner. But it's all down to damage, just having so much damage and just having a really good team. But like I said, without that bomb, it is a bit more tricky. I guess we are a bit above a 3x deficit, so it's still a little bit tricky. But there we go. We got the fear on the baseball glove guy. We're getting our ult off here. Evan's going to ult as well. We're going to reduce magic resistance with Gray's ultimate here when we use that on the enemy, and away we go. We should get the kill, and there's an ult. Boom, job done. Like I said, works really, really well, that team core. And like I said, talking to Monkey in PvP, it is doing the exact same thing. And you just, but when we look at that range of PvP, everyone's got everything maxed out. So everyone has starting energy. So like everyone with starting energy is ulting that much faster. Hwa is ulting that much faster. It actually can disrupt, from what I've heard, Bomb, where he uses his ult before he puts the buff on. But by that time, because it's PvP, you're not at a high deficit. She's just nuking anything anyway, and she doesn't need that damage as such. So let's jump in. Let's do one more stage. This one's going to look something like this. We're going to put you there. And that should be pretty fine. He'll shoot her once, get feared. She'll take a couple hits, get the extra energy. He'll eat up her, and then we should be pretty good from that. And we can even put Bomb in there, and we should be happy days for this one. But like I said, I'm absolutely loving this one. I haven't seen a better team core, in my opinion, out there yet, because this thing just absolutely dominates. So let's see if we can punch through this. Bomb, get your ability off, please. Evan's going to get his ult. Hwa's going to get her ult. We've got the buff on Hwa. And as you can see, we got that bomb buff. And it's just like, GG's. Now, between Data Mashni and Data Zahard in this team, I normally prefer Data Zahard if you can make him live to an ult, because you get the defense break, which is nice because it further amplifies that damage. Plus, it can also strip shields. But if you're struggling with Data Zahard surviving, then Data Mashni is going to be better, because she has that better innate survivability. If they're just going to insta-procking their, their limitations, because Data Mashni, she hits that point and then she's got like 12 seconds. Whereas Data Zahad has 3 seconds, then 3 seconds, and then he's got a little transition. So he doesn't have as long if you're getting nuked super hard. So for instance here, we could do this. We do have him with the shields, but I feel like we might get nuked decently hard here. So let's just see how this goes. Gray, once again, going to fear one. This guy's going to run into the Data Mashni. We're going to be pretty safe on this one. I don't see any issues coming from this. Bomb's going to get his ability off without worry. They don't have lunges. The enemy yellowies aren't going to do anything threatening to our back row in the early stages. So you'll see Bomb here perfectly. We're just fine. We didn't even need to use the Gray. They didn't attack her. We get the buff up right here. There you go. It comes on. And then we're going to go ahead and use... And keeping in mind, Gray does reduce magic resistance, so that amplifies when she uses her ult. We lost Evan, but we should be able to cap this off anyway. I think our shield should be enough. I mean, we're hitting that thing pretty hard, and away we go, downs it. So, like I said, I am loving this combo. If you get a chance, try it out. It's godly. But like I said, you might have to break it up, kind of like where I am when you're pushing 2 teams, just to even out your 2 teams. But it is an incredible core. That's it. That's all I got. It's pretty sick. I'm loving Hwa. She just hits like an absolute bloody truck. Even compared to my maxed out Hwa Ryun, she is just next level on raw damage output. Obviously, she has the extra investment, but hey, it's pretty sick. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.